What's good, CheckDown family? We back. We back for another one, a special Friday night edition, man. We hanging out with the people. You know what I mean? I'm here with the crew, man, with the family. What's good, JMIK? How you feeling, bro?
Oh no, man, I'm feeling good on a Friday night.
Yeah, man. Pop, how's it going? How's it going?
Hey, I'm chilling. Glad to be back with the people.
Certified. What it is, man.
I'm
What it
good, bro.
is, man.
Uh, Friday, I just got home. Actually, I was outside a little bit, so it's
I see
officially
that.
summertime in Atlanta, my good brother.
Oh, so you outside, huh?
I was.
Mr. Outside
No,
Part
no,
2.
no, no, no. I'm inside, so I'm definitely not Mr. Outside. That's certified right now. He Mr. Outside.
I'm trying to be like you, my good brother.
I don't know what you mean
Shit.
by that.
He said he trying to meet the quota. He trying to meet the quota.
Yeah, we remember last year, nigga. We ain't forgot.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Outside 2024.
Man, and you the one in Atlanta, so I mean, and you already know how that is.
And all they asked me is, do I know Mick? And I'm like, yeah. He said he'll be back. Relax.
Nah, man. But hey, we was having a good conversation before we started. Terry McLaurin obviously frustrated with his situation in Washington, looking for a new contract. I think he going into the last year of his guaranteed money. I don't know, man. I'm a little shaky, right? Because with all the discourse, you look at the situation that the Commanders in going into this season. Obviously, you want to pay him, but you obviously got an opportunity to capitalize on some draft capital. Seeing that you're going into this next season with only 5 draft picks, I mean, you get an opportunity to recoup on something. But I think it's detrimental if you don't sign Terry because you go into this season and when the season concludes, you have two aging veterans on expiring contracts. And I don't want to overload on paying like a Debo Samuel, you know. Um, and then the young guys, I don't know how the Washington team really feels about McCaffrey and Lane coming into this season. Noah Brown, I mean, those are guys you're gonna be relying on if you don't re-sign Terry. So it's a sticky situation, man. Because when you're in this type of situation, you want to play, you want to pay the player. But if you don't get it done, do you bring a disgruntled Terry into this season? That's my question to the panel,
Ugh. I mean, they didn't address it in all. I mean, in free agency, they didn't address wide receiver in the draft. So I mean, I'm not sure what cards they got to play right now.
Right.
They definitely need him. They without a doubt need him. So I don't know what's going on, but they're gonna have to figure something out.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. I mean, they kind of left themselves a little skim at their position. I mean, because what? I mean, because they have Noah Brown coming back. They drafted the Jalen kid. I think his name is Jalen Lane. He's like a
man.
speed guy, but he more of like a special team guy slash fourth or fifth wide receiver kind of guy. Um, and then they got Zach Ertz at tight end, and they got the kid they drafted at tight end last year that didn't get no burn, and then they got Luke McCaffrey, who a bunch of people were high on going into the previous year's draft, but he ain't really shown me nothing last year. So I don't know, man. I mean, to me, like, I mean, Terry got the leverage, man. The Terry sit down and he don't play. I mean, that offense ain't gonna be the same to me. So, I mean, personally, with a second year quarterback who you ain't got to pay for a couple of years, like, why not just give Terry a nice little 3-year deal? Give him what DK got, give him 30, 32, and just I mean, when that deal is up, I mean, like you pay GD5 and boom. To me, I mean, to me, I wouldn't try to be playing. I mean, Harbaugh with a dude that caught over 10 touchdowns like that. That wouldn't be what I would be trying to do.
Do you think they at a point right now, an impasse though, like where the number they have is not the number he want?
I mean, I think there was a report that came out today saying that he's looking for something around 30. I forgot if it was like Schefter or it was Rappaport. I forgot who came out with that. And so I mean, they're getting that from the agent. So it sounded to me like they don't want to give him 30. So that's just what it sounded like to me.
So is he worth 30?
I mean, DK got 32. So I'd give him
To
30.
that team, yes.
So, but I get that. So you going by the market. I get
Yeah.
that. I agree. But do you think, separate from the market, do you think that Terry McLaurin is worth 30 million?
And I view Terry as like a top 15 wide receiver. So I don't really got him he's just outside my top 10. So like he probably had like 11 or 12. And I feel like if you had 11 or 12, I mean, you deserve to get around 30.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's worth 30 for what what he's capable of doing with the touches that he's getting. I mean, 13 touchdowns with 115 targets, bro. That's pretty fucking good, yo.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's kind of a hurt because I mean, most of the guys that get double-digit touchdowns, they getting a lot more targets than that. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, outside of ends, I mean, wide receivers that getting that many touchdowns, they getting a lot of targets.
Mm-hmm.
So I just, and I mean, to me, they didn't draft any real impact wide receivers. They needed another running back. They didn't draft that. So I just think they're kind of like they're a little bit bare on the cupboard there for I mean trying to deal with a situation like this. To me,
I know. Pop said she has said she think they're gonna get the deal done. Pop, if the deal isn't done before if the deal isn't done before mandatories, do you think he sits out until the season starts to try to push the issue?
No, because I think Terry, while he does want to get paid, he also wants to be a part of the success of the team as well. So even if they happen to not get a contract done, I do think he'll still show up eventually to play for the team.
Jigga said trade Terry for BA. I don't know when he's coming back from injury, but he wants to be there. Man, that cap hit is ridiculous, man.
I mean the Niners would probably do that, but I don't know if I'm the Commanders. Like, why would I want to take on BA if I don't even know he's healthy?
And why would the Niners take, what is it, 60 million in the cap hit, ain't it? Over the next couple years?
We can't.
Yeah, I mean, unless you find a way to kind of smooth that cap hit. I don't know how you. I don't.
This is the first year of his deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah,
and I think he's just stuck on the Niners for right now. So
yeah. But if I'm them, man, I'm getting as close as I can to the number he like. If it's, I don't know what the issue is, but they don't have many offensive pieces as it is. And I mean, if you want to go into the season with Brandon Ayuk as your wide receiver 1, McCaffrey as the 2, and Noah Brown as your 3, I don't know how successful you is with that, but hey, man, listen. I'm an Eagle fan, so if you do screw the pooch, I'm gonna be all good with it. Be all good.
Yeah. I mean, coming from a guy that had a shit wide receiver core last year with a young quarterback, it's just not. That's I mean, like at this point in like his development, like I mean, you're trying to give him all the weapons you can. Like you're not trying to take weapons from the kid. So yeah, I just don't think that's a good. I mean, like trading him, like it had made more sense today to trade him before the draft. That didn't make sense. I mean, like get some draft picks that you could have used this draft another wide receiver, boom, there you go.
Right.
But I mean, now, you get a draft pick for next year, but how's that going to help you right now?
I don't know what they do. They had an impasse, man. It's kind of a situation. I mean, we kind of thought the Bengals was in the same situation though, and they figured it out. So, I mean, obviously it can be figured out, but
yeah, but the Bengals also have I mean, if you look at the Bengals history though, they got a history of drafting wide receivers though. So I mean, whenever they need wide receivers, I'm not that worried because I mean, over time, I mean, they got Chase and Higgins now. They had TJ Houshmandzadeh and Ocho. They had them, and then I mean, like even back in the '80s, they had good wide receivers in the '80s and early '90s. So I mean, like they're one of them teams that if they need a wide receiver, man, I'm not gonna sweat it.
Oh man, so this is supposed to be kind of like our state of divisions, man. So I know we're not gonna do it all in one show, but I wanted to start. I think with nobody in the North, right? So let's start AFC and NFC North, man. Uh, who improved the most in the AFC North in this offseason so far, and who got worse?
Improved the most AFC North, as in my opinion, is Baltimore.
I would agree.
Um, they
Yeah.
picked up some potential dogs, Malachi Starks and Mike Green on defense, and they didn't have to reach or trade to get them. Um, Derrick Henry isn't showing any signs of slowing down at all. Um, the Bengals, man, they don't have their number one draft pick or their defensive player of the year in camp, and right now neither are planning on. Well, I don't think the rookie gonna hold out, you know. But Trey might. Uh, Pittsburgh and the Browns. I don't know. The Browns look shitty, dog.
I mean, but to me, like the Browns, to me, they're in their draft, they got better, but they were
Oh
so,
yeah. They did. They
but they were
did.
so bad though. That's the they was at a level of being so bad that yeah, they got better.
How
But
y'all think Mason Graham gonna pan out?
I mean, as long as Miles Garrett there, I think it'd be just fine.
I was
Mm,
just gonna say the same thing. As long as he next to Miles, he should be all right.
It'd be
mm.
just fine. I mean,
He should be all right.
he's not gonna get double team. I mean, Miles gonna get the double team, so I mean, he
And they
should be
got Schwartz. Oh, he got heavy pressure coming behind him. Yeah, he gonna be all right.
he should be all right.
Schwartz gonna blitz that motherfucker.
I mean, to me, like the team that I don't know if any teams got worse, but to me, the Bengals they didn't get better. They kind of just stayed the same. Because I can't say they got worse because they didn't really lose players. Like they pretty much signed back most of their players. I mean, the only issue is that they haven't paid their first round draft pick, like you said, and Trey is just sitting out there wanting a new contract, and it don't seem like they want to give it to him.
I
So I
think the
mean,
trade situation make it seem like they got worse though, because there's
yeah,
a possibility he hold out for multiple weeks.
yeah, but I think at some point he got to come back though, because it's like the issue with him is he got to come back by like week 8 or 9 or something like that. So because if you sit out too long, then like the year won't count. I mean, for you, so I mean, you'll be back in the same situation next year.
He got to
So
come back by week 8.
yeah, so he gonna play, but my only issue is when dudes be holding out when they come back, they don't never really have a good season, man. Like that. I mean,
But
like
do you know what that does to a team though, like that? If he sit out 8 weeks,
I mean, it's gonna make their defensive line a lot weaker. I'll tell you that.
it was already bad. He was
Yeah,
the only bright spot on the defense.
yeah, he was. But
He sit out. I don't know what that defense ranked, Mick.
I mean, but so here's something I want to talk about, right? Because I've been hearing a lot of Bengals talking, on Twitter and a lot of other places. Like people just automatically assume that their offense gonna be like it was last year, and what happens if it's not? Because it's like I don't never hear, I mean, most of the talk is well, the Bengals defense can't be as bad as it was last year, so that got to be better. But what happens if Joe Burrow ain't as good as he was last year, and like that offense just not as good? I mean, like then what? Because no one ever talks about that.
Are they saying it's gonna be the same?
That's how I mean, if you hear people talking in space, and whenever you talk about the Bengals, and I mean like where they're going to be at in that the AFC North, they always just assume that the offense is going to be the same and that the defense is going to be better. So that's why they're going to contend with the Ravens for the division. But like, I mean, let's face it, like Joe Burrow was playing a very high level quarterback last year. I mean, what's to say that a tip ball here, tip ball there, that he has, I mean, he has more interceptions next year, or you have that, or you have another situation where the offensive line does not play well, and I mean, he gets hit a lot, and the offense is just not as efficient. I mean, those are possible. I mean, offenses year to year are not linear. Like, I mean, you can either be better or you can get worse.
Yeah.
He not. Because I do agree with the point JMIK brought up, but I don't think going so defensive heavy in a draft and introducing a new defensive coordinator. I think they also replaced a couple of position coaches on the defense as well, and you expecting it to all of a sudden work and hit. Um, I think I expect it to be very rough. I think they can win. How many games they won? What, 9 last year?
Yeah, I think they were 9-8 last year.
I think that's possible again. Not playoff contending. I'm not quite sure because, in my opinion, the AFC as a conference got better, just got better. So I don't know if 9 is gonna work for you to make it into the playoffs. You might need to get 10.
I think the bad part about that team is like they start slow every year, right? I don't think they can afford to start slow. Like I think they need to come out the gate with 3 or 4 good wins, like 3 out of the first 5 or something. Like they need to go kind of crazy. What's up, Savage? What up, Pat boy? Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Um, I don't know though. That offense, man, it just starts so slow. Like what they scored against y'all, J Mick? They barely was able to score against y'all,
I
right?
think it was like third. Look at the game was 17-13. They ain't
Like
really. I mean, like defensively, that's probably our best defensive game of the year.
they got to come out and scrap up, man. Like offensively, they're gonna. I mean, I don't see it being as good as it was last year, but I hopefully, well, I'm not a Bengal fan, but what we've always discussed is like balance for that team. They really need some balance, man. And I don't think I like Chase Brown, but I think they should have added to. I think they should have bolstered that room like behind them a little bit. Like well, who is it? What's the dude that used to? Ain't the dude that used to play for the Colts? They back up Zach Moss.
Yeah, I think he's still there though. I don't remember him leaving though.
I think they could have got better though back there. A younger guy. I think they could have won the draft and maybe capitalize on something, but
I mean, because I
they
know their
didn't
third
at this
string
point.
running back came to us like after the draft. What Travion Williams?
Mm.
So I'm not sure why we signed him, but I mean, hey,
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Mick. I don't know if they replicate that offense from last year. That was almost a godly season right there from quarterback to receiver too. But
yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Because I mean, like, yeah, because your schedule's different. I mean, like you're playing different teams. I mean, that's the Bengals. Like, I mean, like obviously, I mean, you want them to be good. I mean, just for the landscape of the AFC, like it's always good when the Bengals are good, the Chiefs are good, the Ravens are good, Buffalo's good. Um, like what with the Chargers and like all those teams. It's good when all those teams are good, so they're battling for them 7 slots. But
Mhm.
but I don't know, like the Bengals, like I was picking them last year to win the division, and when I seen out that defense, like I'm kind of skittish on them. Like, I mean, because until that defense get better, like I don't know how you're gonna be in it. I mean, so like you're in a division with the Steelers and the Ravens. A-Rod, like I watched A-Rod play with the Jets. I don't think A-Rod's that good. I'm not gonna cap. And I mean that's just my opinion. And like he got a year older, so I don't know how much better people expect him to be. I mean, he's obviously better than Mason Rudolph. I'll say that. Like I mean that's without a doubt. So I mean, like you got him in there, and I mean, like you got to deal with Lamar, and with the Browns. Like I'm not sure who you got to deal with because I don't know if it's going to be Flacco. I don't know if it's going to be Dylan Gabriel. I don't know if it's going to be Shador. Like I don't know what that situation is looking like. So I'm not really. I really can't speak to the Brown situation, but I mean, like you're gonna need a good defense to me deal with like the Steelers and the Ravens twice. I mean, that's just I mean the Steelers are gonna want to run the ball. I mean they drafted Caleb Johnson, and then the Ravens you got to be able to stop the run too. So I mean, if you don't got no defense in that division, I mean you're kind of screwed to me.
I agree. And also, if you're just looking at the room, like it's Chase Brown, Zach Moss, Maji Piron, and Taj Brooks. That's their running backs right now on their current depth chart.
sound like a team that ain't planning to run the ball, huh, Pop?
Like to me, it's like you got like a lot of scat backs. You don't have a physical bruiser on your team for real. Um, and maybe that fits the type of scheme Zach Taylor wants to run. Well, to y'all point, I'm not high on the Bengals. They have to show me that they can actually make a run for the playoffs this year, and I just can't see it. Chargers got better, Broncos got better, um, Bills reloaded, Chiefs reloaded, Ravens they upgraded at some positions. It's like they keep naming teams that just got better, and that conference just got more competitive. It's gonna be tough. That's why I think like 9 wins. I don't know if that's gonna be enough for you to crack it in the AFC to make the playoffs.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I just think the AFC for them top 7 slots, bro, like that, it's gonna be super competitive. And you know what they say every year in each conference, there are 2 teams that make the playoffs the year before that don't make it the next year. And I mean, and you can look at the history of both conferences over the last 20 years, and that's what happens. I mean, I mean, like this. There's always some team that comes up that didn't make the playoffs the year before, like 1 or 2 of them teams, and they're going to make it. And so I mean, like people are already picking them teams. I mean, some people are picking the Jags. I mean, some people are picking the Patriots. Some people are picking the Dolphins. There's a number of teams that's just sitting on the fringe. And so for you not to make that defense any better, I mean, that's kind of a problem for me.
My team they got better. I agree with the Ravens, man. Added Malachi Starks, Mike Green. I mean, you brought in some offensive line help. Like certified said, Derrick Henry ain't slowing down. Zay Flowers obviously should improve on the season he had last year. I think this is going into what Rashad Bateman's second healthy season. I mean, those guys should be motivated with the season that came, plus the additions they added. Like that team is poised to have, a decent run. But if you ask me who got worse, it's between the. Did Pittsburgh really get worse though? I mean, they got better quarterback play, I think, than the 2 quarterbacks they had last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I agree with the Bengals, man. I don't think, to be honest, I don't think Shamar Stewart technically like getting drafted in the first round. I don't think he solidified the spot they really was weak at that they probably should have addressed earlier. I don't think they addressed the secondary on that team. Um, I mean, yeah, they got Demetrius Knight Jr., but I wasn't really high on him coming out of the draft. I I just don't see where they really drafted any improvements like for what they was weak at. Like they bolstered spots that they already had good pieces at, but I don't think they brought in like they telling me Shamar Stewart an edge, but I don't believe he gonna play a lot of what 5, 5, and 9 wide. Like I don't see him playing those. I see him being a 3 tech, maybe even maybe even sometimes being his hand in the ground as an edge, but I don't see him doing a lot of edge work. So I'm gonna say Bengals got worse.
I mean, to me, like Shamar could play edge if it's like an early, like if it's a for sure rundown. Like if you need him to set the edge, he should be able to do that. But I wouldn't want him rushing the passer from I mean, like from the 5 tech. I would not want that because I mean, if you watch the tape, is his tape at Texas A&M when he was doing that, he just wasn't popping off the screen to me. So, but I mean, who
All
knows?
right.
Yeah.
So NFC North, who got better? Who got worse?
Um, Bears got better. Um, yeah, I think the Bears got better. I'm not sold on the Packers. Wide receiver core. Yes, you got Golden, but that does not move the needle for me. Um, he will have to play to prove to me that he has the potential to be the one because I just don't see it in him right now. But I think they're a solid team. My question is, if y'all keeping Jair, what type of shape is he going to be in? He's been kind of banged up last couple of years, so. But I think a healthy Jair kind of solidifies that secondary for him. But to me, it wasn't like a big improvement or downgrade either. It was just kind of
Yeah,
level. Um, Vikings, I don't know. I think they did address some holes on the team, but I think that was a solid roster in general.
right.
Now we're just waiting to see what JJ is. To me, the Lions kind of went down, and it's mostly from the sheer amount of talent on the roster and also in the front office.
All right, so NFC North team that got better. I'm gonna agree with Pop on this one. I'm gonna say the Bears because I think what they brought in kind of solidifies what they needed. Colston Loveland, Luther Burton. I mean, they was able to execute a few spots in the last 2 years. I mean, I know it didn't play out well last season, but you bring in a Ben Johnson on that coaching staff. You bring in Tooney. I mean, you kind of solidify the offensive line early. I heard they in talks with Chubb right now, so like if you add him to the roster with
Really?
Swift, like I mean, it's a crazy roster. But a team that I think got worse, I have to go with the Lions, bro. Like, cause I don't think any team in that division really got significantly worse. But the Lions lost their whole coaching staff, and I'm a guy that believes coaching matters. And I don't know what any of their coaches are able to do because none of them have really done anything in the league. I think both. I think they OC and they DC is first time play callers, if I'm not mistaken, in the league. So I'm gonna go to the Lions, man. I think they did add some talent, but until we see what they're able to do with that coaching staff, what they're able to replicate with Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn being out the door, not only losing just the OC and the DC, losing your positional coaches and things of that nature. We just got to see how they bounce back. So I'm gonna go Lions.
Man,
Go ahead, man.
it's pretty much. I mean, I pretty much agree with y'all said. To me, the team that got better, you got to say the Bears, man. Like they added a bunch of pieces on the offensive line. They traded for Joe Tooney. They added the Rams guard. What's his name? Jonah Jackson. I think his name. They added him. In the draft, they added Colston and Luther Burton. Like the ads that team made were kind of crazy. So I expect the Bears to be much better. I mean, like the offensive line is really going to help Caleb as long as Caleb don't hold the ball too long. I mean, he should be fine. To me, the Packers stayed the same. I didn't see much improvement. They're pretty much rolling back with the players that they had in their draft class, and I think they had a pretty good draft. I didn't hate their draft, but I think it's pretty much staying the same.
Oh, I forgot about Frank Ragnar. Damn, I forgot about that one.
Vikings. I think the Vikings the same as the Packers. I think they stayed somewhat the same. I mean, yeah, like the quarterback play they got last year, the quarterback left, but JJ's in the wings. So I mean that's a kid they drafted in the top 10 or 11 picks. So in the previous year, and like people are really high on JJ from like the voluntary OTAs. So I think they kind of stayed the same. I mean, to me, it's not a knock on the Lions, but like when you look at it, like the Lions kind of did get worse. It's like what Smitty said, like they lost their offensive coach, their offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. They both became head coaches. Some of their positional coaches left as well. So I mean, they pretty much had to hire a whole new offensive coordinator, a whole new DC. Had to replace that. I mean, Frank Ragnar retired. Announced his retirement this week. Man, that's a big blow. Like he's one of the best centers in the league, and I mean, he was only 29 years old. And I mean, granted, like they did draft 2 guards in the draft. One of them was a kid out of Georgia who can play a little bit of center. And I heard he was taking first team reps at center. So I don't, I mean, I just the problem is like you're trying to replace one of the top centers in the league. So I mean, you're gonna have some regression there. I just think that's just the way that it works. And with, like you said, the new coaching, like I just gotta say the lines, like I'm saying that, but don't get me wrong. I still think the lines are gonna be good, but from last year to this year, I gotta say that they have regressed a little bit.
Yeah,
I,
I didn't even think about that Frank Ragnar shit. That even made it better though.
I, I think I gotta go with Chicago because they did the most. I feel like Minnesota did add to that offense. I forgot the wide receiver.
Todd Felton,
Yeah,
Yeah, they
the Maryland guy.
yeah, that damn it. The offense looks pretty good on paper. The team that got the worst, man, it has to be Detroit. Like I get it, they got a lot of talent, but close your ears, Smitty.
What up?
We saw what Philly looked like when they lost all them coordinators and coaches. Now granted they did start out good. Y'all was like 8-0, some
What,
shit like
23,
that.
24?
Yeah, 2023.
10-1. We started 10-1.
10-1. And then I guess they caught up with them. But the lack of adjustments at the end of the season, it like caught up with them and shit. First time play callers, first time guys that's putting together game plans and schemes and shit week to week. Um, but shit, they didn't even lose that many position coaches like the fucking I mean total 8 coaches and coordinators. That's a lot, man. And then it's like you gotta take into effect Dan Campbell's decision making. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have it. Like I like Aaron Glenn because I feel like not only did he had to make up for his players going down, he also had to play call and keep in mind Dan Campbell might put us in a position where we go for it. You know what I'm saying? Or I mean, the offense go for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the same thing with Ben Johnson. He got to worry about that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dan Campbell's decision making got to be factored into their decision making because you don't know what the fuck this motherfucker going to do. He don't have Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, are they going to be good enough to pick up where he lacks and shit? And I don't think so.
yeah. I mean, it's just tough, man. I mean, to lose 8 coaches,
Fuck him.
like that's a lot of coaches to lose.
I think Smitty agrees with me when I say fuck the Lions. I hope
What? No
I
love.
hope this ain't just a bad season. I hope that I want the window to fall out this motherfucker.
God damn, nigga.
Yeah. Nah, these niggas, man, these niggas talk so much shit.
They
These
do,
niggas talk
bro.
so much, and it ain't even just the fan base. It's the team. Them niggas talk so much shit. So,
I mean, they
you
are
know,
good though. I see why I mean, the shit they be talking though. The fan base, and like the players.
man, them niggas fraudulent. Man, stop it. You get them niggas outside that dome, they a regular team.
I mean, you can say that about a lot of dome teams though.
Yeah, well, we definitely can say about the Lions.
But yeah, I mean, to me, like one thing I would say is like you talked about the teams that we think are going to be good and bad. I think like the team that you got to watch out for to me is the Vikings though, because it's like they won 14 games last year. They switched the quarterback. And if JJ played better than Sam, like that's a team to watch. That team could be quite dangerous.
Who?
The Vikings,
Oh yeah, bro.
because if
Hell
they
yeah.
pans out, I mean, not only can he throw, but he can run. So
Bro, they got some talent on that fuck. They got some weapons on that fucking offense, man.
yeah.
And
So
that offensive line is top five. It might be five, but it's still top five.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I think
and
the
then
only
that defense, they gonna get some people back. And they all gas no breaks over there. So it's like, man, nigga, if Minnesota go up 10 points on you, bro, be prepared to get blitzed every fucking down.
I mean, my only thing is like I wish they would have drafted a running back higher in the draft. I know they didn't have a lot of picks, but like to me, like you just can't depend on Aaron Jones to stay healthy. Like that's just not a guy that I would be just put. I mean, like like the dependent on. So that's my only area of concern for like the Vikings.
All right, so we're gonna go clockwise. AFC South. Who got better? Who got worse?
Mm, 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 mm. I'll probably say Atlanta got better. And cover your ears, Pop. Uh, Anytime you lose your starting quarterback, um, it was after the draft, right?
Oh,
You
he's
talking about?
Didn't Derek Carr retire after the draft?
Yes.
Yeah, but he didn't
Uh,
make it official until after June 1st.
okay.
yeah, but they had already
Yeah, like,
got in the second round anyway.
you think he communicated that with them?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
so.
You think so?
I seen a tweet today saying that he didn't want to stay on the roster on like injured reserve and still take the $30 million. So like that's why he decided to retire. So
Hey man, hats
really
off to
baseball
him.
love Derek Carr, but like he actually
He's
did
better than me.
that.
So you say Atlanta got better. You say the Saints got worse, right?
Hmm.
All right. Shit. I'm gonna say Carolina, man. I ain't gonna need cap. I think Carolina got better. Uh, and I think they building on what they've been kind of constructing together as a team over the past few years. Brought in some good pieces. Um, I like what they doing over there. And then just in honor of my sis Pop, I'm gonna say the Saints got worse. She hate her team anyways, and she want like 2 wins. So shit, I ain't gonna even say. I ain't gonna say nobody else because I think it's gonna be a unanimous decision. Right? So Pop want like half a win. Shit, she just want to beat. Which team is it you want to beat? Pop out of your division. I don't even know that. I don't think you care to beat any of them this year.
I mean, I never want to say I want to lose to the Falcons. So those two
Okay,
wins could be against them niggas.
but not. I
Same here, sister.
I think like I know like a lot of people like really ain't paying attention to what the Carolina did, but bringing in Nick Scorton, Princely, and then I think they brought in Jimmy Horn Jr. They got like did they get did they get a running back?
Uh
Yeah, they got Trevor Etienne, I think, in the 6th round.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
I think they
Yeah.
really kind of capitalized on this draft, man. I think they was able to kind of solidify some pieces. I wish they running back they drafted last year didn't get hurt because I really wanted to see what he had on the brink. But to add Ted McMillan, Nick Scorton, Princely, Trevor Etienne, and Jimmy Horn Jr. to this class, and I don't even know the rest of the draft picks off the top of my head, but like to add that to Xavier Leggett. um, Didn't they bring in Hunter Renfro?
Yeah, I
Yeah, they
think
got Hunter, they got Thielen, they got a rookie that popped out last year, Coker.
Oh, they do got Coker.
Um, what's that tight end they drafted? Is it Jatavion Sanders?
Yeah,
yeah,
He
Texas.
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, he ended up getting knocked out for the year though, because he had that really bad concussion, bro. That shit was scary.
he was playing pretty good before that concussion, though, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, he started to really kind of solidify himself in that offense. So yeah, they got weapons on the offense. And that offensive line did play better down the stretch. And I hear what you're saying, like they did put a bunch of upgrades on the defensive side of the ball, but they linebacker core is still mediocre. I'm not a big fan of it. Your secondary. Mike Jones, he did play well for them, but not Mike Jones, Michael Jackson, the cornerback. Um, he did play well for them, He had a solid season. It was up and down, but he was solid for them. But I'm still not sold on their safety position. So it's their linebackers and safeties. I'm just not sold on.
Did they
And
add? Did they add any safety help in this draft?
I don't recall off the top of my head.
Let me see. I just want to see.
I thought they added something in this. Was it a? It might have been either a corner or a
Oh, they
safety.
got Lathan Ransom out of Ohio State.
Yeah.
He a box safety,
Yeah,
so
box
that
safety.
helps. That helps them with run defense, though. Well, Latham is a box safety to me. I don't know how they're gonna use them. Um, but I'm gonna be honest. After having the historically worst defense last year, the only way you could go is up. Like, so I do think they will be improved. How much I don't know, but I do think it's possible for them to win 7, maybe 8 games.
All right. JMIK. Oh well, Pop. It's on you. You already here. So who got better? Who got worse?
Um, hmm. The Bucks got better. You already had a solid foundation on both sides of the ball, and you infused it with even more talent. Getting Emeka solidifies that wide receiver core to me. It also speaks that they understand that Evans and Godwin is not going to be their long-term solutions anymore. So they have to address that position now. And getting a talent like him at the spot that they got him at, I think that's high value. And then also they added pieces on the defensive line, and then getting Benjamin Morrison and Jacob Parrish in rounds 2 and 3, I believe, up
Mm-hmm.
solidify that secondary that was atrocious last year. And you bring talent in. So I think you'll see a better showing from the defense at least. Because I feel like they do have the pieces that can help fix those holes that they had. And you just gave Baker another weapon, and then Bucky Irvin broke out for them at running back. So you got that solidified. You ain't really have no questions there. Worse, it's the Saints. Yeah, I don't know what they trying to do. You bring in Kellen Moore, who won the Super Bowl. Cool. He hires Staley, the old coach for the Chargers. I'm not moved. You're moving a defense that's built for a 4-3 to a 3-4, and I feel like we just don't have the personnel to fit his scheme. So it's going to be very rough. We don't have. I'm not sold on the defense at all. I feel like that secondary is bad. Um, and our linebacker core is aging. And I don't care who you got at quarterback. I don't expect much. I don't believe in none of the quarterbacks that's on the roster. None of them. So, mm.
So I go next. To me, it's close. Like for this division, like the two teams that I feel like got the best were the Buccaneers and the Panthers. Um, but what I'll do is I'll give it to the Panthers because like the Buccaneers to me were I mean coming into this offseason were already a really good team versus the Panthers defensively were really weak defensively just by I mean like look at all the stat like all the rushing yards. I mean what they gave up 3,000 yards of rushing or something like something crazy like that. And just like some of the additions that they made on both sides of the ball, whether it was free agency or the draft, I mean, like they vastly improved the talent level of that team. So I'll give it to them instead of the Bucks, but I still do think the Bucks made a lot of good draft picks that are going to help them, not just on offense, but also on defense as well. To me, the Falcons pretty much stayed the same. I mean, they did add some, edge rushers in the draft. But my only thing is like I mean, both of those guys are kind of light in the ass. So it's like I just hope it works out for them because they actually traded back into the first round and gave up what I believe it was a first. I mean, it's either a first round pick next year or a second round pick next year to get up there to get James Pierce. So I'd say they stayed the same, and I mean, like the Saints, yeah, I mean they got worse. I mean, and I mean, just in terms of like some of their players, I mean, left the team and went other places. Drafted a quarterback in the second round that a lot of people didn't have a second round grade on. So I mean, when you look at it like that, you're like, yeah, I mean, I gotta give it to the Saints because like a lot of people are not expecting much from the Saints this year. So I mean, Pop, I mean, hopefully you get what you want, top 2 or top 3 pick, and you get the quarterback that you want.
I want #1 overall. It's a good start.
She said #1. Yeah.
I
All right,
mean,
so
saying a top 2 pick, that's what that means.
yeah, for sure.
2 or
So
3.
the last division before we get up out of here for the stated divisions, the AFC South. Team that got better, team that got worse, team that got worse, team that got better.
It's hard for me to choose what team got worse.
Hey, it's low key like in my head, I can hear Pop being like, I mean, it's already kind of like, they kind of all got better a little bit.
Well, okay, actually, no. I'm gonna say the Texans. While you do have, like, I think that defense is gonna be fucking nasty. So don't get me wrong. That the defensive talent that they added and what they already have. Oh my gosh, that defense is gonna be nasty. My question is about the offensive line. Y'all traded away some players. I do understand that they weren't good for you. That's cool. And you drafted players to replace them. That's cool. But you also are leaning on 2 rookies to break out fast. Because Tank Dell, I don't know if he plays this year.
Nah, he already been
Um,
ruled out, I think.
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't think he's playing this year.
yeah, Tank Dell's not there. Stephon Diggs leaves. Robert Woods, he's gone. You only have Nico on your roster that I feel is a bona fide weapon. I think they still got John Mechie, but Mechie was like wide receiver 6 if you look at his rotation. Yeah, I'm just not sold on the offense at this moment. I don't think you can lean on just CJ and Nico in the passing game. And Joe Mixon, we know what the type of talent he is, but he can get taken out of a game. So who's gonna break out? And you're expecting these 2 Iowa State wide receivers to do that? I just don't know. And that tight end position, it's okay. It's like I feel like you can upgrade there, but it's okay. Um, but yeah, I think they got the worst, but and that's just kind of being nitpicky, to be honest. Because yeah, all those teams upgraded. The Colts, in my opinion, they did really well in free agency in the draft. Titans did exactly what they needed to do. Jaguars, same thing. They addressed the needs that they needed to address and got better. Yeah, to me, it's just leaning on too many rookies on the offensive side of the ball for the Texans. Just makes me think they got a tad bit worse.
All right, I'll go next. Team that got better, I'm gonna go with. Fuck, I don't even want to pick them. No cap. I was
I
gonna
got it.
pick them, and then I said, hell no. I'm gonna go with the Jags, man. I think the Jags got better. Um, I think bringing in Liam, bringing in Travis. I think they got. Didn't they get some cornerback help in the third or something like that? I think they got Buddy out of Tulane. And then being able to just kind of like solidify what they had on that offensive end, like to me, I think defensively they were okay last year. They needed some help, like as far as like coordinating. I think they replaced that. you bring in a new GM, a new head coach / OC who's been proven to do some things, right? I think he comes in and he performs better. Then you go in the draft. I think they did okay in the draft. I mean, I think they could have probably done some more, but not having that second round pick, which they traded up, to get, their guy. But I still think coming out with an offensive guard and that, really being able to lock up that side of the ball, I think they got better. And I think you asked me who got worse. I'm kind of with Pop. It's like it's hard to pick a team that got worse. But if I say, I'm gonna say I really want to say the Colts, man. I think keeping AR as the starting quarterback just alone, and then him getting didn't they just come out with a report that he got shoulder soreness and he's gonna be limited
Yeah,
during training. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
I
but
think
so
just keeping him, you got worse. Like he stinks. Like dude is terrible.
yeah,
Like
but I think
but
they said
I'm gonna
he's
be
going to be ready
uh,
for training camp, though. I think that's what they said.
I don't even care about the injury. JMIK, dude buns.
we all know the reason why. Like
Yeah, he don't got reps.
he don't have enough reps, and the only way he gonna get better is by playing. But part of that is he keep getting hurt. And I truly believe he had poor conditioning coming into the season last year. I think he eventually got himself back into like worked himself into shape through games, but I do feel like he started the season with poor conditioning. And let's be honest, with the Colts, they benched him and went to who was it? Flacco, I think was their backup.
Yeah.
And then bench Flacco back to AR. Like they didn't have anybody that they was really
So
encouraged
low.
with. Yeah, at the quarterback position last year. And I also think that's why they decided to go youthful with the backup with Daniel Jones, starting him. I think it's a 1 year deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Um,
is. I think so.
yeah, so you sign Daniel Jones, who does have a little bit of the mobility that would work with the offense. Um, so you do kind of have a little bit of security there. But yeah, like Anthony Richardson can only get better if he stays healthy, and he just so far has shown that he can't.
To me, it's puzzling though. A guy of his stature just can't stay healthy. It's just it's kind of crazy.
The thing is, he was banged up at Florida too.
Yeah, but it seemed like to me like he was banged up at Florida, but he played through that. Like I mean, now it's just like he just can't. I mean, he can't play through anything. I mean, since I'm talking, let me go ahead.
You already
Team that got worse. I mean, I think you got to say the Texans, and it's like the reason I say this is so like Tank Dell's probably not coming back this season, so he's out for the year. So you pretty much got Nico and the guys they had last year, who the other guys I wasn't sold on, and then they went in the draft and they drafted 2 Iowa State receivers, which I think was good. But the issue is like you're pairing, two young receivers with a third-year quarterback. And they're going to be learning a new offense. I mean, it's going to be CJ's first year playing with them. So I think that could be a trouble area. And then also, like, they pretty much reconstructed their whole offensive line. They sent their left tackle Tunsil to the Commanders. They sent one of their guards to the Eagles, who wasn't really good anyways.
Kenyon Green. My God.
I mean, he's not good anyways. So you got those moves. So I mean, they're pretty much reconstructing their offensive line. Like, I have no worries about their defense. I think their defense is legit. I think it could definitely be a top 10 unit in the league. I mean, no question. But I mean, they got a lot of questions on offense. And I don't think a lot of the other teams got worse in that division. I think a lot of the other teams made improvements. And it's not to say that I do expect the Texans to win that division. I just think when you look at the team that they had last year versus this year, it's a vastly different team. Especially on offense. So that I'd say them. Who got better? I'd probably go with the Titans.
I knew you was going there.
Yeah, because like the Jag, like I feel like the Jags did get better, but I feel like the Titans they were so bad in the additions that they made in free agency in the draft. Like I think it's going to propel them to be, I mean, just have the most improvement. Um, I mean, in that division, because I mean, you got Cam Ward as a vast improvement from a Mayo boy. Um, so he should they definitely upgraded that position. Um, their offensive line should be pretty good this year because I mean, like they pretty much built it through the draft. And I think they signed a free agent. I think it was them that signed. It was either I think they signed Dan Moore from the Steelers. So I mean, like that's a good right tackle because I think they already got a left tackle already or whatever. So I mean that should help them out. And I mean, like I like their draft for the most part. So I mean, in draft and free agency, I think they did pretty well, and they were so bad that it's not going to take much for them to improve more than I mean any other team. So,
Hey, Big Simple, I know you're a little late, good brother. I already said the Detroit Lions got work.
yeah, I think we all said that. Actually, yeah.
Yeah. Certified.
I I actually think the Texans got better. Um, they well potentially got better. Two of their top three wide receivers are missing or won't be there, Diggs and Tank. So they used two of their top three picks at wide receiver, getting Jaden Higgins and the other motherfucker from Iowa State. They got two wide receivers from Iowa State in the first three rounds. Then I think in the second round they had Ursery, the tackle out of Minnesota.
Yep.
Um, the defense. Uh, this is going to be the second year with the Neil Hunter there. Um, I already think they're the best team in the division. Uh, and as far as the team that got worse, I wouldn't say that the Titans got worse, but they are the worst team in the division. I feel like out of all of the improvements that was made, they made the most. They made the minimum improvement.
All right, man. That's half of our state of divisions, man. When y'all see us again on the next show, we do the other half. But um, we appreciate all y'all for tapping on. It's 129 of y'all in here. We greatly appreciate that, man, on a Friday night. I know a lot of y'all busy, a lot of y'all outside. You know what I mean? We got Mr. Outside on the show, JMIK. We got Mr.
Mr.
Outside Park.
Outside.
We got Mr. I'm about to be outside certified.
Yeah, I
So
don't
you know what I
be
mean?
outside out. What to be outside?
Yeah,
I gotta go outside, bro.
we appreciate y'all, man, for tapping in with us, man, on a Friday night, man. Y'all keep tapping in with us every week. Hey, Pop, here's those final words we can get up out of here.
For sure, make sure you follow the Check Down Twitter page. Also, join the community. We trying to get more active in there, get more conversation going in there, and tell a friend to tap in with us every Saturday at 11:15 Eastern.
Yeah, we out.